your horror movie podcast. That's why
that was a rough start.
Don't look down, dude, because those glasses, you can see everything. It's like a mirror. So if you look down, we can see that you don't have pants on.
No, I have pants on. I have pants on.
There's so much thigh hair.
There's a lot going on here. All right, hit record. I'm ready.
We've already been recording.
Yeah.
Oh shit! With my audio
for like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you got a hype beginning for this, Justin? Because I've got nothing.
I do. I can come across.
All right, so this was like one of the best movies like ever. Honestly,
let me kick it off.
Perfect.
I'll tell you what, you button up your shirt, you throw your cat toys out the window and take a piss, and then come back and let us know when you're ready.
I think I'm good. I think I'm actually good. Should I go?
You have my permission.
Right. You have my full undivided attention.
Awesome. Right. Yeah. Gary Oldman. I mean Dracula.
Oh my god. I can't. Oh my god.
This is
all right.
Gary Oldman is an old man.
Who's Gary Oldman? Is that bad that I don't know who Gary Oldman is? I've heard of him.
He's like the police chief in Batman.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No way. Like the Christian Bale one.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. What is up, everyone? How is everyone doing out there today? Let's take a trip back to 1992 to supposed classic Bram Stoker's Dracula. So get that garlic, sharpen up those steaks, and buckle up because we have an adventure today. What is up, guys? Sean, Bam. Oh my God, Bram Stoker. Brams. Why'd you pick it? That's
Bram. Stoker's Dracula. I picked it because I'd never seen it before, and I've heard a lot of people bring it up, and when I tell them I haven't seen it before, they like, what? You've never seen it? You have to watch it. Oh my God, blah, blah. And let me tell you, they were wrong.
Oh shit, really?
I hate my own movie this week.
We're gonna
be a wild episode, boys.
We're gonna do our reviews at the beginning this time.
What? Did we just talk about it in 10 minutes? Waterboy, what are your initial thoughts on Dracula?
I'm gonna be honest. I might have fast forwarded the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Bro, there is 2 hours of just what the fuck am I watching?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad you guys feel. I honestly, so I heard this was a classic, and I watched it with such an open-minded. Like the normal Dracula movies aren't for me. It's not my movie I'd ever wanted to watch. I spaced out 5 different times. I took 4 different breaks. There's parts of the movie I don't even know what happened. I just completely. It was. I can't even explain how much this isn't for me. If someone likes it, like I even get it. I 100% could get how someone like this. I hated it so much I can't even put into words, and I'm not sure how to approach this podcast.
It's definitely a niche type of movie. Like I talked to Waterboy before you hopped on. I get why people love this movie so much. It's just not for me.
Same,
like at all.
I don't like the older style movies with. I
don't like the older style movie that pretends to be an older style movie set way back when and then added color.
Exactly.
It just
a movie like in 92 feels like it's from the 60s, like you were saying earlier too.
Yeah, dude, how are we gonna approach this podcast? Because this is like a classic, and I don't know what I have no energy. I don't know what to say, guys.
# this is your warning.
I'm sorry.
Prepare to have 3 out of 3 members probably hate this movie the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, though. Like, if this got a remake, I might want to see it as long as they, like, nix the British accents and the, like, let's pretend like this is a Christian movie in the 60s that we added color to.
And then they recast Keanu Reeves as Jonathan again.
Yeah, like I don't have any fun facts because I was just so excited.
I tried looking up fun facts and we decided we're just gonna skip fun facts at the end.
Yeah, there was nothing fun about it. Like the only part I love is like I set my background as Winona Ryder because I love Winona Ryder and that's just all I liked.
I have a fun fact.
What's that?
We usually say this at the end, but it ended.
Yeah, dude, that's on like, and I was trying to be so respectful. Like, I even took notes, like I wanted to try, and I still spaced out because I know people like this, and I want to be like professional, but it just like wasn't for me, and I wasn't expecting.
And that's like one of the things too. Like, I love vampires. I love everything about vampires, but like going to like Dracula like this.
Was he a vampire though? Because there was a point where he was a rat. There was a point where
like a
he
werewolf,
was a werewolf.
like a
there was a
lycan.
point. Yeah. I mean, there's so much going on.
I was
This
confused.
Underworld?
I wrote like werewolves, and I get this is based on the book, and thank God that book exists and gave us Dracula. Like so awesome. It's just this movie I've never watched it because I've never wanted to, and
I feel like this is not a great movie. However, if this was in a theater, this would be an amazing play. Does that make sense to you guys? You know how some things should not be adapted?
Yeah. This seems like it would be a Broadway play for sure.
Yeah. So we open to a church, up in smoke, and the birth of Dracula in the House of Dragon. There's a battle scene in which I wish we saw these dead bodies. Dracula returns home to find his wife has killed herself because she thinks he's dead. Guys, this is some real Shakespearean shit. Homie snaps and renounces God and drinks from a crazy blood fountain. We now get opening credits. London, 1897. 4 centuries later, and we see Renfield in a padded cell with a knifeless Freddy Krueger hands eating flies. We also meet Jonathan, who is now leaving Mina in the west and headed to the east. He reads a lovely letter from his friend D, which we assume is Dracula. Jonathan arrives at his destination in a thunderstorm as werewolves growl at him. Crazy gypsies give him a cross, and a half-floating horse-drawn carriage gallops to him and brings him to the castle. What the fuck are these blue flames? I don't know. Maybe just walk around them? Yes, Justin.
I just want to add something. So far in the movie, I already knew I was in trouble not liking it. But the imagery, I thought it was so like how it looked when they traveled up there. I thought was really cool. It had like a really dark feel to it. I just want to say I actually did appreciate some of those shots of everything. And I know the blue flames is a direct reference to it was mentioned in the Bram Stoker's book. I guess I read that. I don't know anything of what it was about, but yeah. So far, I thought it was really cool when it was on his way up there before I started spacing out.
Can we talk about the train ride? I mean, that looked like he was riding a train through Mars or something like that.
I actually love the imagery.
That's the
camera work in this movie.
I wrote I thought it was really good. Like the train, I really wrote like train. It looked awesome, and the imagery and how it was shot in the beginning, I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah.
See, being positive.
Boom. That's. Continue. And then we continue.
You guys ready to continue? Jonathan now enters the castle, and we meet Dracula, who looks like a heavily aged booby demon from Little Nicky. Jonathan is invited into his home as they make their way to a dining room hall. Jonathan makes small talk, and he tries very hard not to step on this impressive red cape. Anyone else notice while they're having this conversation that the Count Shadow does whatever the fuck it wants? Their business transaction comes to a close as Dracula tells Jonathan that he will spend no less than 1 month in which he'll aged 47 years with him at the castle. Mina is now writing on a typewriter instead of a journal? ? As her and her friend Lucy start to gush over what appears to be 18th century Playboy. Later,
Arabian Nights.
Yeah, right.
Tell me I'm wrong. She's like, I did that last night with a guy. And she's like, no, you didn't, you dirty, vile woman.
In my dreams.
Yeah. Get out of here. All right. So
dirty dog.
Later at what appears to be a courting party, my man Jack trips over a polar bear rug from the thaw as Lucy entertains these bachelors, and we get a guest appearance by the Lord, aka Dark Sidious. As we make our way to a crazy Renfield who can't stop eating bugs, he attacks the doctor who's teasing him with getting him a cat. Renfield is now beaten into submission by the Jackal's older 2 brothers from 13 Ghosts.
Exactly what I think.
Well, why do they have the cages on their heads? They're supposed to be the guards. Are they going to bite the inmates?
Oh, my God, dude.
All right, so back to Dracula and Jonathan. And let me just say, this shave made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. They have words, and now the Count is crawling on the walls outside, and there just seems to be nothing wrong with it. And guess what, guys? Now it seems like a perfect time to just go explore the castle because, I mean, why not, right? He makes his way to a magical bed that grows vampire women who begin to feed on him. Dracula bursts in as it's getting spicy and throws one of them and the conjoined twins vampire thing scurries away, and
What
now
was
there's
that?
a fucking baby. Well, what is going on?
This 5 minutes right here, dude.
I literally wrote what the fuck was going. I wrote what is happening.
I have in giant capital letters. There's a baby now.
Do you think like I don't know? I heard like someone at work told me this was like really based off the book. So I mean, I've never read it. Like obviously you guys apparently haven't either. So like maybe if we read the book, it'd make more sense. But I like was that in the, I have no clue what was even happening.
The only thing I can think about is that there's so much heavy detail left out from the book to the movie. And maybe that's why we're so confused and having a hard time following. I struggled like fucking crazy taking notes.
Yeah. Same. I at one point I literally at my notes I wrote, "Oops, spaced out for the last 10 minutes." I came to when there was a Dracula sex scene. Like I
you came you came to the Dracula sex scene, is it?
They sucking on something.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Mina now gets a letter from Jonathan with barely anything in it. Like it was literally a quick hi and bye. Like if there was texting back in the 1800s, it literally would have been like, "Sup, babe, having a good time. Talk to you later."
Hey, I'm gonna be here for like a month, so I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I'll BRB. Here's my AIM messaging screen that tells you I'm not here right now.
Can we touch on Keanu Reeves really quick? Like coolest guy in the whole entire world. Like ever. Like everyone loves the guy. I love him. Yeah. But
dude, he's awesome.
Did he disappear? Like he just was like sleepwalking through this movie? Like he just didn't like
actually he got trapped in the space-time continuum and aged like 30 years.
But I feel like he forgot sometimes he was supposed to have an accent. Like when he was first talking to Dracula at the table, I feel like some of the stuff he completely like was acting like Bill and Ted and like forgot.
I was gonna say there was times when it was like he was supposed to deliver a solid line in that accent, and I was fully expecting him to do that thing with his hair in his head where he's like, "Gosh."
Yeah, he like forgot what he was doing like half the time, which is really weirdest.
Oh God. Man.
All right, sorry, continue.
You know what it is? This is in the universe of Bill and Ted, and he took the phone booth and got trapped. That's exactly what happened. I was just waiting for like a shred.
So I'll just burn one of the facts why Keanu was like this. He stated that he had been exhausted from making several movies right on the heels of signing on as Jonathan, and he tried to raise his energy for the role, but his comment was, "I just didn't have anything left to give."
Oh my God, is that real?
Yeah, it's real.
So I mean, really fully understandable. Yeah, because we were talking about this before, Justin. If you remember at work, we were like, this must have been like one of those movies where he just wanted to get it over and done with. Because at this point, dude, he was in everything.
All right, that'll explain it. Because I mean, I love the guy. I was just like shocked at his like line delivery. But all right, let's go.
Yeah. All right, so a storm now rolls in as a ship carrying boxes of earth and what looks like Dracula in a life-size condom makes its way to London. A wolf wreaking havoc seems to be tearing apart the crew. Renfield is losing his mind, and as a fire hose just levels the inmates. Like I had no idea how to take notes on this set of scenes. It was just way too much going on, and it's just it just blows my mind.
Quick thing, this ship. What's the name of the ship?
I have no idea.
Because the
Demeter,
and they're making a movie about this now.
Yeah. Yep.
So, see how that
goes. The legend behind Dracula, guys, is he can go anywhere and have his powers as long as he sleeps where he was created. So that's why he's bringing the earth with him. Mina is now seen chasing Lucy through a maze as the storm rages on. Lucy reminds me of what seems to be a very seductive Red Riding Hood, as she's eaten, winky blinky, by a wolf who wishes to not be seen. Dracula makes his way to London and seemingly bursts out of a crate into daylight, looking years younger than he ever has. He gets dressed to the nines and makes his way downtown to stalk Mina. Mina isn't having any of this man's fucking tomfoolery. That is until he mentions that he's a prince. Now she's all in. Lucy begins being fitted for a wedding dress as she flirts heavily with the doctor who appears to be giving her morphine and then sneaks a kiss like a creepy motherfucker. Mina and Dracula are now watching a silent film as one does in the 1800s. Dracula has Lucy in the back he's got Mina in the back before screams let out as a white wolf runs through the filming area. Everyone leaves but Dracula. He says something into the wolf's ear and it calms him down, and now him and Mina begin to pet it. Jack sends for Van Helsing via telegraph as he's giving a lecture on what appears to be modern day STDs. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
He's talking about like syphilis and shit.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Syphilization.
It's so bad. All right, I gotta take a break.
Break time. Oh
Yeah.
man.
I need a sip of coffee.
This is probably one of the worst movies we've seen on the podcast so far.
I was like, dude, I barely could get through this. Like, it took me like 2 hours and 45 minutes to watch this. I had kept like, it was like torture.
It was. I apologize, guys. Remember when I told you I had 3 words for you guys and I'd let you know on the podcast?
Yeah.
Those 3 words, I'm so sorry.
I was just gonna say, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right.
See,
All right, you guys ready?
Ready,
Let's
ready.
focus up. Oosa.
All right.
All right, guys. Dracula does this crazy like mind control thing with Lucy, and the roses dying was actually like a pretty cool effect.
I loved, yeah, like fast forwarding like the clip. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. And like we hear screams like ah! And like everyone rushes to Lucy, who seems to be pleasuring herself. Van Helsing and Jack begin a blood transfusion on Lucy to try and save her life. Mina enjoys some absinthe with Dracula as they talk about his homeland. Mina brings him to tears, and she vividly describes Dracula's wife's suicide. They share a moment that results him turning her tears into diamonds. Maybe this is how Dracula just stays filthy rich. Because every time he cries, he just and then pulls diamonds away from his tears.
Shine bright like a diamond.
That's where that song came from.
I think so.
That's exactly where that song came from. We cut back to Jonathan, who falls off a roof into a river as Mina and Dracula dance. Jonathan fights his way to a coven of nuns, and they send for Mina to inform her that he is still alive. A dying Lucy gives Mina her wedding ring to use to get married to Jonathan. Guys, isn't that like taboo?
Yeah.
To use someone else's wedding ring while they're married or like divorced or something like that.
It's probably pretty weird. I also don't remember the scene you're talking about. I must have spaced out because I don't remember anything that's happening right now.
You don't remember Dracula like ugly cries at this scene? Like he real ugly cries. Like
no way.
Real ugly.
And the candles everywhere.
Oh man, I have the worst ADD ever.
It's all good, dude.
Well, I did too with this movie, and this is where my Justin kicks in because in my notes it goes, I absolutely love these POV shots of the kills. It's
there you go.
It's like a stop motion kill in a way where it's just fantastic. Jonathan now is at the altar awaiting his bride Mina. Dracula is also tearing his way through all the men guarding Lucy. We see Darth Sidious again. I mean Dracula. Break into Lucy's room to feast on her as Jonathan kisses his bride.
Good.
Join the dark side.
Let the hate flow through you.
Quick question: what is the
power?
Never mind. Just keep going.
It's from those what do you call them? The super duper trooper shooting things.
Super troopers.
I
love super troopers.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Yes, I finally understand a reference.
All right,
it wasn't the reference. It was stormtroopers from Star Wars.
Oh God.
It's okay. This is gonna make for good content.
Get back to the movie. Meow, let's get back.
Meow, let's go. Fuck you both.
Dude, I'm gonna pass out, dude.
Lucy is now dead as the house mourns her death. Van Helsing asks Jack to bring him a set of post-mortem knives so he can cut off her head and remove her heart.
Dude.
Justin,
Yep.
This is where I had to add 45 minutes to the movie because I then fell asleep and woke up and wasn't sure I missed anything.
Right?
I had to rewind until I was like, "Oh, this looks familiar."
No, I got you. That happened to me. I rewind actually like 2 different times in case I missed something, and it was all the same.
I was gonna say the Anthony Hopkins line when he was like, when Winona Ryder was asking about like how her friend died, and
That
and he
was
says
awesome.
she was in great pain. Then we cut off her head, drove a stake through her heart, and burned it, and then she found peace.
Dude, hilarious. That I will say, Anthony Hopkins was awesome in this. For like, I mean, I didn't like the movie, but he was so great in it, and that was hilarious. And I did think the whole Lucy killing everything scene, I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I thought it was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good. Yeah, and like the
Positivity.
glass coffin they had her in, I thought that was pretty sick.
So
Yeah.
sick.
Like I said,
Awesome
dude, the
scene.
cinematography, the effects, this whole movie, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I couldn't get behind the lines, the fake Britishness,
Oh,
there's just so much wrong with it, but there's so much right
ugh.
with it. Like I said, that's why I can get why people love this movie. Not
Yeah.
like this movie, they love this movie.
There's like a weird dark gothic like love shit in there, and I just don't like any of that
and
nonsense.
it's crazy. Like I found like this movie rated like a 4.7 out of 5.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got the best reviews ever. That's why I was like, there's just something wrong with me. I was like questioning myself.
The men wait patiently as they catch Lucy in the act of being undead. They stop her as they ask her. They stop her as they ask her back into her grave. What? She,
Sorry.
can you tell that's where I got so confused?
Oh my god.
Well, he was like holding a cross and like backing her.
Yeah.
Into yeah.
All right, so they cut off her head, and as the men feast on a roast and discuss Lucy's death with Mina, I'm so confused. Hexstab slash. I'm sorry to you guys too for this poor note taking and line delivery.
This movie was hard.
I feel bad for that. Like, how am I supposed to do a promo for this? Like, you know what? I'm gonna do it as a question. I'm gonna ask people what they think about it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. All right. So Jonathan and the guys. Jesus Christ. That's all, folks.
Oh, this episode. I'm so sorry.
Jonathan and the
Jonathan.
Oh my god.
Jonathan and the boys.
Jonathan Wick.
Begin to hunt Dracula. Jack escorts Mina away into the hospital where Renfield is being institutionalized. He begs her to leave and to run away. The men now surround where Dracula has been staying. He sees them destroying his boxes of earth as he drops from above in his animal-like state and then just takes off. He kills Renfield as he feels betrayed. He travels now in green gas. Like, what the? I don't know. He travels in green gas like form and just he shows up at Mina's bedside. Let's just get there. He shows up at Mina's bedside in a green gas. She confesses her love for him as the men set fire to all the boxes of earth he's brought with him. Dracula begins to feed on Mina now as he says like he'll take her and he'll make her his wife and all these like awesome promises, and they have these weird bloodlust relations and it's just crazy, and she's sucking on his titties like she's wanting him, calling him all the time. They'd be like, Blondie, sorry. The men burst in on Mina and Dracula.
Bars.
They begin to try to battle him in his like bat-like state, or is it the werewolf state? It's like a hybrid state. I don't know. I there's so many different things he does.
That was cool looking.
Did you guys notice that Jonathan miraculously aged another 20 years? Like he was full white now.
Yes, well, his hair's gray, dude.
And then it was like the longer he stays around Dracula, it's like he transfers his youth and he transfers his age, maybe. But then, of course, Dracula gets scared and turns into a bunch of rats and just scurries away. Van Helsing is now in the middle of trying to hypnotize Mina before she becomes a vampire to get her to help find Dracula. Like she's telepathically connected to him and all this other stuff. She tells him that he's traveling across the seas to head back to his home. It seems as though Jonathan is now aging backwards as he appears to be getting younger again. So this group splits up and they try to catch Dracula. Like they want to head him off before he gets to the castle, because if he gets to the castle, he's back at full strength. Mina has now become a vampiress as she seduces Van Helsing. Before she can feed on him, though, he surrounds her in a ring of fire. He battles the gypsy vampires that also show up, who mutilate his horses. Oh my God, guys. Save me.
I don't even remember that happened. So please save me too.
Save
I don't
me,
even
water boy.
I didn't see any horses mutilated.
I actually might have skipped over that part.
Of course, because you fast forwarded through the end, and at this point in time, Justin was more concerned with performing Sudoku in a Tetris square. All right. So now that all the horses are dead, he waits until the morning to attack these gypsy vampires. He does so by cutting all 3 of their heads off and just throws them off the mountain like a crazy bride at a wedding throwing a bouquet of flowers. The men find Dracula's carriage and begin the pursuit of it, like the pursuit of Dracula's fucking happiness. I don't know what's going on.
Will Smith.
Yeah. As the sun sets and they get closer to his castle, Mina shouts some stuff, and those fucking ridiculous those blue flames come back, and just a massive sword / gunfight breaks out in the castle's courtyard. This is 1897, boys. If you have a gun and I have a sword in this fight, I'm probably gonna kill you because you've got one shot, and it's probably not gonna get me.
Right.
Jonathan then slits Dracula's throat as he bursts out of the crate at sunset. We've already seen this effect once where he bursts out and it's dope as fuck. And Jonathan was like, fool me once, shame on me, motherfucker. I've been here waiting on your ass. So he slits his throat. He's also stabbed in the chest as well. Dracula and Mina now retreat into the castle as Quincy lays dead. We also see Dracula transform back to what appears to be his human state, and he asks Mina to, give him peace, to kill him, to finish it. So she does by plunging a knife into his chest and then by cutting his head off. And thank fucking God, dude, this movie is over.
Dude, let me just read my last notes of this last scene. This is how bad my ADD was. Like the last 30 minutes, I wrote snowing, chase scene, sun going down or coming up, not sure. Someone sliced his throat. They stabbed him. He's dying. Mina went with Dracula, decapitates him. The end. That was my note taking.
That's dude. This is
we might lose a few people, but I
think this just shows that we're going to be honest on this podcast.
Right.
I picked this movie because I had never seen it. I had heard
none of us. Yeah.
Anyone that's ever brought it up is like, it's an amazing movie. You're gonna love it. If you love horror, you're gonna love this. And it's not for us. You know what I mean?
If anyone does watch this whole episode, I'm sure he probably won't. But once again, we didn't even talk to each other about before this, so we weren't like, oh, let's have a podcast and just bash a movie. We really didn't even know. I mean, after I watched it, I had a feeling that they probably wouldn't even like it too. But we had no clue. So yeah, anyone got any fun facts or anything or final thoughts?
We can knock this movie off the list.
All right, so I'm gonna just read what I. All right, so I don't even have fun facts. Like I said, we're not even gonna do that. But I guess my summary of this whole entire movie, I wrote, this movie was not for me. I had a very hard time paying attention. I can't say it's bad because I do understand if people like the gothic Dracula love tales, the love story, the original book and stuff. I can get how people could like this. I thought Anthony Hopkins was awesome in it. Keanu Reeves is the man, but holy shit, yikes. I wrote the bat creature thing that he turned into was cool looking. I liked Lucy's death, and I absolutely love Winona Ryder. And I'm going to give my ranking.
Hold on. Sean, what do you think Justin gave this movie?
3.3.
Oh my God, dude, you were so close. Holy shit. I got a 3.7.
I almost said 3.7. Dude, I swear to God, but I was like, I don't know if he goes with the 7.
Dude, I went with a 7, and I honestly even wrote I went with a 7 because I love Winona Ryder, or it would have been lower. If you just did that, I would have just I don't even know. I wrote 3.7, only this high because extra points for Winona Ryder. And let's just get right into it. I do the Halloween reference, Halloween tie-in, sorry, for every single movie. We got Tom Van Budinsky, special effects maker. He did the special effects on this movie here, and he also did the special effects in 2007's Rob Zombie's Halloween. Boom, let's go.
Let's go.
That's all I got. Someone take it over.
I gave it a 3.5 because I like Anthony Hopkins and Keanu Reeves as well. Other than that, complete trash. I don't know, dude. I'd never want to watch this again. Ever.
I could never.
I'm glad we got it knocked off so we don't have to watch this later on.
This movie has always been on my like to watch because it's got such a following. A lot of people do love it. And like I don't mean to like trash it or anything like that, because usually when I trash a movie, it's in good fun and I end up really liking the movie.
Yeah.
This one is just, it was not for me at all. When I'd seen the cover, Dracula before he becomes Count Dracula, like the demon, that crazy fucking red thing that he's wearing that looks like something out of The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. I wanted to see a movie with that.
Yeah.
Like going into this blind, I was hoping that my man right here was the Dracula and that red demon thing was going to be like Renfield, like his minion or his soldier or whatever. And there was going to be all out battles between like him and Van Helsing. And it was going to be like a fun, wild ride like that. But this movie let me down, and it let me down hardcore. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give this a flat 3.
Dude, I can't believe I had
this
this
movie fell flat. This movie just, it let me down so much.
I probably should have given it a 2 point. The fact that I probably disliked it so much and I gave it the highest rating, my rating scale, I mean, might have to reconsider but yeah, I don't know. Anyone got anything else to add, or just tell them what we're doing next week?
I want to apologize that you
Sorry,
can
everyone.
definitely tell where I fell asleep in this movie because I couldn't even reread my notes because I wrote them sleepwalking. If anyone out there loves this movie, dude, we want to hear that feedback. So if you stuck around with us this long, we appreciate it. You can talk with us about this movie on Twitter, fucking X or whatever the hell it's called now. Threads, Facebook, TikTok. You can talk to us through Spotify. They allow you guys to comment now. That would be awesome. Let's get some fan interaction going and let us know what you guys really think about this movie. Anyone want to let them know what we're watching next week? You ready? You ready or not? Maybe.
I'm ready. Oh, ready or not?
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took me a second. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, what's up? Next week, guys, we got a group pick. We've got ready or not. And then we've got one more episode, and then that's a season, boys. Yeah. Whoever thought we'd get that far?
Honestly, no, I didn't.
Nope.
I thought we had like 4. I thought we had 4 episodes in us.
All right.
Come a long way.
I'm Hacky. That's Stabby. This guy down here.
Just Justin.
Eventually.
Slashy.
Justin.